Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another super cool radio interview. I'm your host, always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have an awesome guest making his second appearance here on the podcast. He needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. He's the bassist, the backing vocalist for Gravecore. Please welcome back Kodie Krypt.
Hey, what's up, man? Good seeing you.
It is nice to see you again. Nice to chat with you again. I had a really fun time interviewing last time, so I'm excited to have you back on the podcast.
Oh yeah, dude, last one was one of my favorite interviews I've ever done, so it was an easy decision when you asked me to come back.
Good. I'm glad I didn't have to go through all the paperwork again.
We have it saved last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Grave Corporation.
But I did, since I was talking about the last interview, as people probably see. So I do have your pick on a necklace now. I finally got for the arts and crafts portion of the podcast.
That looks good, man. That looks good.
Yeah,
those yellow ones were rare too. I only did one small pressing of those. So
the yellow?
Yeah, the yellow. Yeah, usually they're black and green. So
nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, extra rare now. I'm going to make sure to sell this on eBay.
Yeah. I'll buy it back because I don't have any.
Why is it going? Who is this guy?
Tracy's like, why is there a $500 charge on the card?
Well, all right. So as you probably know by now, I have a fun icebreaker question I usually start off with. So I'm curious for you, not grave correlated.
Okay.
I'm curious for you. So what is one album that you think is 10 out of 10, no skips, listen all the way through? Which album would you pick?
Just one?
Yes.
Oh, man, you're killing me. Oh, man. Oh, buddy. So I'm wrestling between two of them right now. So I'm going to get around the question a little bit by saying which two I'm wrestling around, which are Kiss's Rock and Roll Over album, which was my first real album. So, that could be a lot of nostalgia on that one, or a Wasp self-titled album. So those are two solid ones. If I have to pick one right now, I'm going to go Wasp.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I just saw him perform the whole thing live, top to bottom, last year. I went to saw the tour twice, so that's still fresh in my mind. So we'll go Wasp.
Very good. Very good. Well, I like to start off with a very challenging question.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to turn it around. What's yours?
Killer by Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, such a great album.
That is my go-to Alice Cooper album, but also it is one where I will listen all the way through.
Yeah.
Because it just flows the from start to finish. It just flows into each song very well. So
yep.
That's what I would go with.
Yeah. Reference in there. So
yep.
Oh man, yeah. You Drive Me Nervous. I love that song. Great album, dude. Great album.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's the best Alice Cooper album. If anyone wants a introduction to Alice Cooper, I say start with Killer. That is
dude, yeah, quintessential Alice Cooper. Have you heard the new one? Well,
ironically, I have it right here.
Yeah,
but I've been so busy that I've not listened.
Dude, so I've been very busy as well. I've only listened through it 2 times so far. But I won't spoil anything, but you should be happy.
I listened to the first, I think, 3 or 4 songs, and then I had finals week, I had work, and
yep.
It has not been fun. Well, it's been fun for me, but I want to listen because I have 4 CDs over here that I have to listen to.
The stack. Yeah. I know how that goes.
Yeah. Cool, but from what I've heard so far, it definitely very reminiscent of that early Alice Cooper era. So I've overall been happy with it from the 3 or 4 songs I have listened to it.
Dude, yeah, it hits all the marks, man. It's really good. As a OG Alice Cooper band fan, for me at least, it was everything that I had been hoping for. So yeah, you'll have to let me know after you give it a listen. So, and also cool to see that you're still buying CDs. So
Yeah, that is my go-to because, well, one, I drive a 2003 Corolla, so that is all I have in my car is a radio or a CD player.
Classic.
So yes, so I will keep buying CDs,
Yep.
well, until at some point probably they'll stop making them. But
And I heard they're making a resurgence, so they're kind of starting to get into that vinyl territory. Like I was at the record store, and they sell like clear sleeves for CDs now for collectors and stuff, which was awesome because I'm a CD guy. I love CDs. I think it's the best sound quality. I love the packaging. So, you know, if you're going to meet somebody, get something signed, a CD booklet, you know, you're not carting around a vinyl the whole time. So, yeah.
yeah, I agree. I mean I like the convenience of a CD, even though I do like the sound of vinyl is awesome. Like I will say that, but yeah, like the convenience of a CD and the way it's very portable. Like you can't take a record player in your car, even though, well, you could. I don't recommend it, but you could.
Yeah. Probably have to be like, it's just like air suspension or something. Just like,
yeah, exactly. But no, I'm gonna keep buying CDs. That's my favorite form of listening to music. So, you know, at least for right now, even though I have dipped into like, you know, the Spotify, Apple Music, just because sometimes you can't, like, especially for people, how many interviews I have that you can't get all the CDs because one, I don't have the money for that, but two, there's only some things that are only released.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I buy like CDs from my like top 15, 20 favorite bands and stuff like that, and then beyond that, it is Apple Music that's my go-to. So it's easier than grabbing a stack of CDs and hitting the road and stuff. But I still, you know, I think the sound quality is superior on a CD anyhow. So yeah, no, it's all good, man.
For sure. But now let's focus on Gravecore now, because
Gravecore. What's that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've interviewed the bassist before. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, powerful and attractive guy. Gene Simmons.
So before we dive into the new music, you guys had a tour over the summer. So how was that?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. So it's been a long time since we've taken this thing on the road. Besides Scott AD, the rhythm guitar player, and myself, you know, everyone else has joined within the last, you know, 5 to 10 years. So none of them really got to do any of the old school touring. And even for Scott and I, it was mostly all rooted in the Midwest back in the day. So all the states that touch Iowa, right? Like the Minnesota, the Illinois, Wisconsin, Missouri, Nebraska, stuff like that, and obviously all over Iowa. So we were doing that a lot for the first 2-3 years of the band, and then after that, we kind of kept her a little closer to home, like here within the home state or whatnot, for the intervening years. And then we had the opportunity to play the world famous Whisky a Go-Go, and I was like, well, it's time. Let's take this thing on the road. And so we booked a tour heading out there, and yeah, I was kind of curious to see how it would fare, you know, outside of the Midwest, and I could not be happier with how it went. So it was an incredible experience, and yeah, the team did fantastic, and we won over tons of new fans, sold a bunch of merch. The venues seemed to love it, fans seemed to love it. So I'd call her a success, man. There'll definitely be more.
Oh, right on. Well, I'm happy to hear everything went very well for you guys. So how was the Whisky?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. Have you been to the Whisky?
No, I've not.
Okay. So we were originally booked we did have a pretty big national tour booked back in like 2009. And it was all booked, ready to go. And then 2 weeks before we left, something happened internally within the band, and we lost members, and we had to cancel. And I had to call these places, including the Whisky a Go-Go, which we were booked to play at. Fun fact, I still have the original tickets and contract. So it's always been a reminder of like, hey, that could have happened, but it didn't. So, but anyhow, so it's been a long time coming. I've wanted to play that place since I read Motley Crue's The Dirt when I was like 14 years old. You know, obviously all the legends have played there Led Zeppelin, Alice Cooper, Kiss, the New York Dolls, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Van Halen, all my favorite bands. And so just getting to walk. Well, first, let me back up. So pulling down the Sunset Strip and seeing your name on the marquee at the Whisky A Go Go. So one, you're seeing the Whisky A Go Go in person for the first time. You're like, oh my God, there it is. And then you see your name on the marquee and you're like, holy shit, that's my band. so yeah, no, it was pretty cool. And then, you get parked, and I was in my makeup. We got ready ahead of time because we didn't know what we were going to have for, time or space or whatnot. And I'm walking down the hill. Everything out there is like on a hill. So I'm walking down the hill, and Tracy Guns from the LA Guns, who we've played with quite a few times over the years, he's walking up the hill as I'm coming down, and he sees me, and I assume he recognized me by the interaction, and the makeup's fairly memorable, but he looks up and he punches me in the arm and he goes, "Look at you out here getting it." And I was like, "Yes, Tracy Guns." Dude, I used to have posters of on my wall growing up. Yeah, thank you, and said hi, and then he kept walking and stuff. But yeah, you walk in and you see the stage for the first time, and I've seen a million videos shot there, and old Motley Crue bootleg footage, and it was just surreal, and the staff was incredible. Getting to go up to the dressing rooms, was incredible. They have like a framed photo of Wasp at the top of the steps, so I was just like, yes, like we're walking the halls where Giants once stood, right? And so no, very cool. And yeah, we went on and did what we do best, so just delivered a high energy show, and crowd, I said, seemed to love it. Sold a bunch of merchandise, and yeah, it was a great night, man. So couldn't be happier.
Oh, right on. So was Tracy Guns, was that just a random occurrence? He just happened to be there?
We were opening for the LA Guns.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I left that pertinent detail out there, but yeah, no, we got brought on the bill to open for them they did a 2-night hometown show type thing or whatnot. So it was an honor to get to do that. So play with the LA Guns in their hometown instead of them coming to our home state. So it was pretty cool.
Nice. That would have been just funny if we just walking down the street.
Yeah, that would have been better.
All right, very good. Well, I got one follow-up question, then we talk about the new music for Gravecore. But so back in 2009, did you ever obviously it was a goal to get back to the Whisky, but did you ever see that happening?
I don't know. To be honest, because we went on a little hiatus, after that happened, and we all kind of went out and had to figure out our lives for a couple of years, and when we came back together, it was a conscious thing, like, hey, we want to do this and do it well, because that's what we do, but we probably got to keep it a little closer to home this go around and stuff. So I don't know if I ever thought it would actually happen. So, but it did, and I'm jacked. I'm jacked. So yeah, so we already got a email from them as well, asking us back and throwing out some dates. So so cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to make any of them work on that short a notice, but it's cool. So we obviously made an impression.
Obviously, everything with that went really well, and obviously, yes, made an impression. So I'm happy for you guys, and hopefully that does happen. Get to come back to the Whisky at some point. So.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. I just don't know if it'll be yet this year.
All right, so now I did want to shift to the new music, because, well, that's a very important thing that we're starting to get to now for 14 minutes into the interview. But
that's all right.
So Hellfire Boulevard out, available. So before we really dive into it, if anyone has not checked it out, haven't listened to it yet, what can they expect?
Oh man, what I would like to think is a definitive Gravecore song. Kind of hits all the marks for us. All of the strengths within one song. So the storytelling, the powerhouse vocals, the insane drumming, the guitar riffs, screaming leads, high energy, fist pumping anthem. So that was kind of the homework on that one. And I mean, obviously I'm personally biased, but I think we knocked it out of the park. So seems the general reaction so far seems to be supporting that. So I'm very happy with it.
Well, for my unbiased opinion, it's a true rocker. Like, it really rocks. I'm a very big fan. I mean, I like the band anyway, so I guess I am biased, but I very much enjoy it.
Oh, dude, thank you very much, man. That does my heart good to hear that, because as an artist, it's always like you work really hard on this thing, right? Like first, by yourself, and then you bring in your writing partners, and then you go into rehearsals with the band for it, and then you hit the studio with it, and then like the months of recording and mixes and all that stuff. So like I've lived with this song for the last 9 or 10 months, right? And like so it's cool for it to be out in the world and stuff, but there is always that few days beforehand you're like, oh my god, like it's going out there, like what if everybody hates it, like what if we miss the mark, like you do it for yourself, right? Like I do it because I like it, so there's always that. So I'm going to be happy with it no matter what. I'm not going to put out anything I'm not happy with, but you always hope it's well received, and so far so good.
Well, I'm glad to hear with it so far that obviously everything well received with it. I enjoy it, so I mean, I think everyone else should too. Everyone watching, go listen to it as well. But
I agree.
Yep.
Matthew's a smart man. Go listen to it. So purchase it. All that stuff. Yeah. So smart guy.
Yeah, see? That's why I'm the host. But kind of going along with that, so we talked about like the writing and recording process for Raise the Dead, which was the previous single in the last interview. So I'm kind of curious, what was like the writing and recording experience like for Hellfire Boulevard? Was it similar to Raise the Dead?
Yeah, it was very similar. So Hellfire Boulevard is a title I've actually been sitting on for quite a few years. It's one of those things that, it pops in your head and it gets stuck there, right? And you jot it down, and, you keep revisiting it, and, maybe the time isn't right, maybe the ideas aren't right. So kind of sat in my head for quite a while. Actually, fun fact, I was at one point entertaining doing a second project, and that was the name that I was kicking around for the project too. I was like, oh, that's a really cool name or title. Like, I need to get some usage out of this. So that didn't happen because Gravecore is an all-consuming beast and takes every bit of my time and energy. So, anyhow, so I sat on it for a while, and then, we did Raise the Dead last year, which was super well received, great song. I leaned, really heavy into the, Desmond Child, going for a big hooky chorus type thing. I like that, but I'm like, I want to do something that's like plays to our aggressive side a little bit more. So like more in line with something like Beware the Blood Moon from our catalog. And then, so I just very similar experience. January, I got together with Christ Levine, former lead guitar player, Eric Allen Poe, former keyboard player, and Daniel DK, former drummer. And we went to the studio and we sat, and we got there probably like 10 in the morning, and by noon we pretty much had the framework of the song worked out, and I kind of already had the chorus riff, chorus idea, the pre-chorus vocal, which side note is one of my favorite lyrics I've ever written. I fire up my blood-fueled death machine. That's pretty sweet. But you
gotta put that on a shirt.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. I went to the Simmons School of Marketing, my friend. I know.
I'll take 1%.
Yeah, 1%. But yeah, man. So kind of, came in with those things. The title, the lyrics, story pretty much worked out, and told the guys like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and we just kind of sat there with Travis Huseman, our producer, and we said by noon we kind of had the song, and I'd say by 2:00 we had like a little rough demo put together. And then from there, I take it to, to Gravecore, the actual, current bands. And I say, hey guys, like, here's the framework. And, everybody's able to throw in their 2 cents, ideas, make parts their own, put their spin on it. So, Colin Rott, lead guitar, all that insane lead guitar stuff, man, that's him, and Scott AD with the rhythm, that trademark, down pick, Gravecore chug, that's Scott. Like, nothing we do sounds like a Gravecore song until he plays on it. So he's very much the sound of Gravecore, and then obviously Tracy's gigantic vocals and Josh's drum, dude, it's grooving, it's heavy, it's bombastic, and then Nick, everything she adds on keys, just bring it, to life. And then I got to give a shout out to Zachy Massacre as well, former keyboard player, guitar player. He also helped a lot on the keys and, production side of things too. So it was really, a full Gravecore active and inactive member team effort to bring it to life. And recording, mixing, and here it is.
Oh, right on. It definitely team effort with everything. And no, just the final, the release, it just sounds incredible. I listened to it a few times and I'm like, damn, this sounds good.
Thank you, man. Yeah, production wise, we did it at Catamount again. Fun side note as well, a lot of the backing vocals on there are Arlie Vaughn, our original singer too. So, and then it's like I said, everybody, all 11 active and inactive members, their DNA is on the song. So, which is fun for my lifelong art project angle. So, but it's recorded at Catamount, and production wise, I think it's our finest moment so far. I
mean, I enjoyed Raise the Dead. That is one of my workout songs. So now I'm going to add Hellfire Boulevard into my, workout kind of mix, because it's definitely as I said before, it is a rocker. Yep. It really grips you from beginning to end.
Yeah. Well, and knowing that you're a CD guy now too, I will, once the CDs are in, I'll send you a copy of that and some other stuff as well. I know I still owe you a t-shirt, but you'll get it eventually.
I owe you a shirt as well, but I think I've just been waiting for the Gravecore shirt first.
This memory, man, ain't what she used to be.
All good. Well, you'll get a Super Cool Radio shirt in return as well.
We'll wear it proudly.
Good. All right, well, now I did want to talk about, since we are talking about songwriting, so I'm curious for you, do you ever experience writer's block when writing a song, and what do you do if you do experience it?
Yes. So that writer's block is definitely a real thing. So I'm a big creature of inspiration, right? When inspiration strikes, you utilize it. So I'm not one of those guys, which everybody has different processes, right? This is not a judgment or anything, but there are the guys that are I just sit down and I write a song a day, and that's not me. I am very much there's an idea, and then, as you heard before, sometimes it takes years, right? I'm just picking away at things and stuff, but usually once the floodgates open, I'm on it, right? A few years ago, I think it was 2022, whenever our song Better Off Dead came out, we had some lineup shifts in the band, and I had always kind of, Arlie and I, the former singer, had worked together on lyrics a lot. When Tracy joined, it was okay, we need to, write something, we're debuting a new singer, this is a big deal. And my brain shut down. I had never written for her vocal style before. I couldn't think of anything, man. I was struggling so hard. I still have all the notes on my phone of me trying to write Better Off Dead. And dude, there's 50 different passes of that song. I just couldn't come up with anything. I'd go back and revisit it. And then when you start trying to force something, for me at least, it doesn't work, right? It's not natural. So I'd, revisit something I wrote 3 days later, and I'd be I hate this. This sucks. What are you doing? And I definitely started to have the, well, maybe you had your time, right? Maybe you wrote your best songs already, and maybe you're done, right? Like, do we enlist a co-writer? Do we call it a day? Like, I don't know. And then thankfully in the last minute, the floodgates opened, and Better Off Dead came through. But yeah, it was a scary moment for me, because I used to never have issues. It was like, oh, we need a song, cool, I have these 10 ideas I'm sitting on, which one do you like? Cool, let's hone this one in or whatnot. But that was a tough one. And then kind of the Gravecore format changed a little bit too, because like now we do this giant Halloween show every year, and we partner with a radio station, and we give them a new single every year, like, to announce the show. So like I'm on the clock, essentially. Like, I know I have to have the new song written in January. I know we have to hit the studio by March or April. It's got to be in mixing by the summertime, and then it needs to get sent out by August, September. And then, so I'm on a schedule every year. But I've kind of, I've cracked the code a little bit now, and like, got out of my own head, which is sometimes not always easy to do. But yeah, so we're cooking now. It's all good. But yeah, it definitely happens, man. So it definitely happened. That was the scariest one for me anyhow. Like, then, because the self-doubt, right? Like, oh my God, can I even do this? Like, or if you do have, some small modicum of success with a song, then you're, as a songwriter, like, you're stacking up whatever you're doing next. Like, okay, like, Raise the Dead, like, that did really well for us. Rachel Bolan from Skid Row liked the song and played it on his radio show. Like, whatever I write next has to be as good or better, so it's easy to get trapped in that. But then for me at least, I just got to be like, listen, like, people liked that, right? So just do what you're going to do. If people like it, cool. And if not, at least you like it. So.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's always like the expectations of like, oh, this song's going to do the same as this song. And it's always kind of weird. Like, obviously you want success for every song, but like, it's just weird. Like, people gravitate towards different songs kind of differently. With that, but to go to like the writer's block thing, like, definitely, at least, I mean, I have to write for school like all the time, but like, it's always that like frustration of like, I don't know what to do or where to go. And I feel that is like, that kind of paralyzed, at least for me, of like, I just don't know how to start or like continue. And it's always just so frustrating, at least for me.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, for sure. And like, something I found for myself as well is, like, when I was younger and I had nothing but time to work on just the music, like, it's easy because that's all you're thinking about, right? You're just all day, every day thinking about music, and you're writing stories and coming up with ideas and hashing things out, and like, it's just kind of effortless. And then as you get older, there's other things, right? There's a bunch of life distractions, and with Gravecore specifically, as the band is picked up, the business end picks up. So I'm not just, oh, Kodie, the bass player for the band that also writes some songs and stuff like that. I'm the dude that's doing the interviews, I'm running the business stuff on the back end, I'm approving merch designs, I'm proofreading social media posts, like all this stuff, like all the boring business stuff, going over the contracts, doing the networking, like all this stuff, like, and so that plus every other thing you have going on in your life, non-band related. So your brain, which used to be very focused on one thing, is now focused on a million different things. So when it's like, oh, it's time to put out music, it's like, oh, I have to hone this back in. And sometimes it takes a minute. So finding that again.
There's so much, and I definitely feel you, because like, people, they might just see me doing interviews, but there's just so much. I'm editing the interviews, I'm making the new like designs, and I made a new intro video for like my interviews and all this stuff, that there's so much going on behind the scenes that it is, I wouldn't say distracting, but it definitely divides some of your energy and focus.
Yeah, I saw a meme, right? But it was like an iceberg, right? You can see just like the tip of it above the water, and it was like what the public sees, and then like below the water is this giant mass of ice, and it was like all the work that went in behind the scenes and stuff. And I was like, that's a pretty spot on depiction of that.
Oh, for sure. One of my favorite lines is like, and I forgot who said it, but it took me 10 years to become an overnight sensation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I forget who says that, but yeah, it's basically that.
Yeah. We're at year 18 and I'm still waiting to become an overnight sensation.
Well, I can't help you with that. I'm trying. I'm at least contributing to helping you.
just keep wearing that necklace. That's all I need.
I'm just gonna start wearing it everywhere. I'll be like, oh, who's that? I'll be like, I forgot his name.
Chuck, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that would be fun. I wouldn't do that to you though.
I appreciate it.
Like, yeah, this is Kodie and his band Gravecore. Oh no, I should have forgot the band name. That would have been better.
As long as you pronounce it core, like if you say Grave Corpse, a little piece of me dies every time I hear that.
At least I know how to say it properly. Yeah, so that's.
I do give you credit in that regard.
But I think the first time when I had my radio show, this is going back like probably was right after Beware the Blood Moon was released. So I forget what year that is. That 21? Sounds
right.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I played it on my show back when I had that. I'm pretty sure I did not say it right.
I'll go come back and listen and then throw you some shit.
Well, now the channel's gone now. You can't. There's no archives.
All right.
So I will say I totally said it right. Because no one can prove me wrong now.
Yeah.
But no, I am pretty sure I didn't say it right. But now I make sure I pronounce everything correctly.
Yep. Yeah.
But now I did want to talk about highlight the music video for Hellfire Boulevard. Awesome, high energy, adrenaline full. Like, how was it? Like filming it, developing the idea. Like, how did all that come about?
Yeah. So we work with like a production company named Thrash Panda Media. And they did the Raise the Dead video. We've also filmed a bunch of live stuff with them that hasn't come out yet, but it will be. And the director's name, his name is Roman. Just an incredible guy. And I'm a big fan of, Gravecore is this lifelong art project. It's a communal thing. Like there's the 11 active and inactive members, but then there's also like our manager and our producer and Roman, and because everybody's responsible for the way we sound, bringing it to life, the way we look, all that stuff. And so obviously when it was like, well, the Raise the Dead video did well for us, we're going to do another one. He was the only choice. And so I, early before the song was even done, actually, I sent him the lyrics and I was like, hey, here's the lyrics. If you want to start thinking about things, here's kind of what the story is. And he took that and he created a script and sent it over. And I mean, he did awesome. We might've had a few notes or, little changes or whatnot, but I mean, it's mostly untouched. He, puts together the shot list, what he sees in his head, and I trust him fully with the vision, bringing it to life. And so when it was time, we had some actors in mind and, asked them if they were interested, scouted locations, and, had everything scheduled for the same day. It was a 16-hour shoot. All said and done, like between we met that morning and we wrapped that evening. We did all the car chase stuff, narrative bits. That was all done during the day. And the day we were filming, ended up having rain in the forecast. So we were actually supposed to film all the performance stuff in that same junkyard. And we got gun shy essentially because we're like, oh my God, if it rains, like we can't have our equipment outside, yada, yada, yada. So we pivoted and did the performance bits at our, we have a new rehearsal studio that we have. And so we just kind of made room in there to pull the car in and, shot all of that within there, which honestly, I think we failed upwards because I think the performance stuff looks incredible. So, and it was a full team effort, aside from, the actors, Roman, the director, Mike, he also works for Thrash Panda. He also played the the role of the scumbag in the music video. I think that's what he's credited as. He did some acting as well in there. And then we had a Gravecore fan named Taylor. She played the role of the damsel in distress. And then we actually had another guy that was supposed to play the bounty hunter from hell, but something came up and he wasn't able to do it at the last minute. And so our friend Zari from Switchblade Saturdays stepped in to, he's a bigger guy, like 6'4", 6'5", physically imposing. So that's what we needed for the role. And he knocked it out of the park, man. He came in at the last minute and saved the day. And yeah, it was a long day. And then we had another fan of ours. His name is Ethan. He just came to be an extra set of hands because our roadie Lurch wasn't able to be there, and so he stepped up to help out. And yeah, and then obviously the 6 members of Gravecore, we were all helping behind the scenes and stuff like that. And we had stunt drivers for the cars, that were, the owners of the vehicles and stuff. They came in, and man, it was, it's a long day, but it's an awesome day because everyone's banding together and helping out. And, we have a job to do and we get it done. And yeah, it was incredible. It was a fun shoot. So.
Well, it definitely looked very fun. I really enjoyed it. As I felt, it's like filled with just, obviously you got the cars, you got the performance, you got the story. Like, it was very well thought out, and it just like kind of matches the whole vibe of the song anyway.
Like if we did like the actual story, I thought of, we would need an insane CGI budget because it would be like, cars flying out of the gates of hell and winged demons and, stuff like that. So, clearly we don't have that kind of big Hollywood CGI budget. So
not yet.
Not yet. So maybe next year we'll be having a different conversation. But yeah, Roman took the lyrics and interpreted it, and I couldn't be happier with it, man. It's great. I mean, really, 98% of the credit should go to that guy. So he did incredible work. It's all pro quality. Like he knocked it out of the park, man, and in short order too, because we filmed that. Said like August 10th, it was a very fast. We got done and he went right into the post-production and editing and all that stuff, and then we trading notes and stuff like that, and then we were pretty much still doing some notes on it like mere hours before the video dropped at midnight the other night. So yeah, it was crazy, but we got her done. So
well, that is impressive. Like, I know editing, and that is not easy to take all of that and put it into a concise video that makes sense. There's no errors or anything like that. That's impressive.
The dude is a professional, and I could not recommend him any higher. So once again, Thrash Panda Media. His name is Roman. Check him out. Use him for your music videos, people.
Well, very good. Well, I will leave a link for the music video and for Thrash Panda in the description of this podcast as well. Make sure to check both of those out. One final question about music videos, then we'll be starting to close this out here, but I'm curious, like, do you approach like a music video, like the mindset for a music video differently than like performing live?
Yeah, well, yes and no. So like we're big on high energy, right? Like just leave it all on the stage, go as hard as you can. But you do have to stretch that out over an hour plus time period, right? So you kind of have to pace yourself and, sweet spot moments and stuff like that. So the video, like that's a visual people are going to be watching hopefully over and over and over for years, right? So you have to squeeze every bit of an entire show's energy into miming, right? Because you're not actually playing the song, right? So it's also weird because it's blasting through a PA system and your guitar amp isn't turned on, right? So you're, but you have to do it. And so approach similarly in that we have to give 110% or whatever, but all packed into like you perform the song 2, 3, 4, 5 times or whatever. So it's a little different in that regard, but yeah, same mindset, just all super condensed, and you're lip syncing.
Yeah, definitely. It's slightly different, but still the same for some aspects of it.
Yeah. Kind of an odd answer, but hopefully that makes sense.
No, for sure. I mean, I ask very sometimes unorthodox questions, so I definitely understand.
I appreciate that. Keeps it fun.
Hey, I try. Hey, no ghostwriters. All right, so now we're starting to wrap this up. So obviously, I know it's a little bit early for announcements for Chaos for a Cause, but I'm kind of curious. So, like, how is that going so far?
Oh, dude, really, really well. Last year we put on a gigantic production, which, you know, every year we always try to do a big Halloween show. And since we partnered with Rock 108 for Chaos for a Cause, you know, from year 1 to 2 to 3, like, you know, we try to elevate the show, right? And then from years 3 to 4, though, was a giant leap up. Like we left everything out there. You know, it was a whole circus theme. We built an entire circus tent within the Electric Park Ballroom. We had actors, you know, portraying like clowns and evil ringmasters, and you know, we'll play like a block of songs, and then like we do like samples, and like we go off stage, you know, and so we had like the actors out, and like it was just crazy. It was this whole circus theme show. And so there is you know, you get done with that and right away people go, what's next year going to be? And you're like, oh shit, like what is next year going to be?
That's a good question.
Like, how do we top that? Right? Like we really set the bar high. So, you know, there's a lot of discussion, like, do we do the same, like fully interactive thing? And there was an idea that was, you know, we were moving forward with it. And finally was just like, you know what, like if we do kind of the same thing, it's going to be stacked up against last year's, right? Which I think we would have done a great job at it, but it's just putting like a new coat of paint, you know, on the same thing, the same model. So we kind of, specifically Colin Rod, our lead guitar player, and we talk a lot about the brainstorming and the production and stuff like that, the set list. And so we were just kind of having a lot of conversations, and we were like, you know, like what if the concept is a little bit different? Like, what if the concept is we bring a full-blown arena level show, you know, to the Electric Park Ballroom? So then it kind of pivoted, like, what does that look like? So, you know, it was like giant lighted Gravecore logos and video screens and, you know, different things. I don't want to spoil too much on it or whatnot, but, you know, so that's kind of more the approach this year is like, if Gravecore was to transition, you know, to arena level, what would that look like? Take that and then just do it and, you know, bring it to a, you know, 1,000 seat ballroom or whatnot. So that's kind of what that is. We're headlining this year, and so we're kind of pulling out all the stops. If everything goes as planned, which I'm very optimistic about, this should easily top last year's show.
That is awesome, and I'm glad obviously last year went well, so hope everything goes well this year as well. But it sounds like an awesome idea, and I hope everything goes well for you guys.
Yeah, and we actually filmed and recorded last year's for a live album too. So little nugget for you there. So that's being worked on currently as well. So there'll be a live CD DVD combo coming out probably early to mid next year. So there you go.
Nice, something to be on the lookout for.
Yeah.
All right, so now as we're starting to close out this interview, so obviously we talked a lot about Gravecore, but I'm kind of curious. So, like, what is like the rest of the year looking like for you guys?
So we have a show in Des Moines, Iowa in September, playing with a band called Glampire out of New York. The drummer of that band, his name is Dizzy Drastic, and Dizzy was the original singer for the Rejects Murder Dolls band. So before the Murder Dolls took off, so he actually recorded the first album with them. Something happened. He parted the band on good terms, from what I understand, but they had to go in and replace his vocals with Wednesday 13's vocals, and album obviously came out, and it's a huge influence on Gravecore and stuff. But Dizzy's been a good friend of mine for almost 20 years now. And so he has not played in Des Moines, Iowa in the entirety of that time. So this is like his first homecoming show in almost 2 decades. So we're very, very excited for that one. So get it, have him back. And, specifically we're, playing the venue. It's called Lefties, that like Slipknot and the Murderals, the Rejects, all those guys, like they played their first shows at that place. So getting to open that show for him in that venue is pretty cool. Normally in Gravecore season, we wouldn't take another show, but that was a cool one for us. So we decided to take that one. But pretty much everything goes into Chaos. There was talk of another tour in October, but we're just too busy. We had to pull the plug on it and postpone it for next year. So that will happen next year. So, and then, yeah, pretty much we get through there. The Iowa Music Awards take place in November. I'm not sure if we'll be, in any of the runnings for anything or not, but we love the event, so we'll be in attendance at the very least. That happens in November. Very cool organization. And then as of right now, there's really nothing else in the books. I do want to get an earlier start on writing stuff for next year. I have a pretty big idea for next year. So I need the time to work on it. So I'll probably take the holidays and, work on writing. And then, yeah, for next year, we already have some stuff in the works. Nothing obviously I can mention quite yet, but yeah, so hopefully next year it's even bigger and better.
Right. Well, look forward to seeing, how everything goes for you guys, but you guys are definitely killing it with the new music video and all of that. So I definitely look forward to seeing how you follow that up.
Yeah, man. I mean, the goal forever is just to open for Wasp. So this is me putting that in the universe. Like, Wasp is our favorite band. We want to open for Wasp. So maybe next year we'll open for Wasp.
Well, I hope that happens for you guys, because that would be awesome.
That would be epic, dude. Yes. That would be a dream. That would be my moment where I'm like, well, I'm done. I've topped out.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Did you check out the B-side to Hellfire? That's a Wasp cover, man. Wild Child's one of their biggest hits, and Hellfire Boulevard is very much my love letter to Wasp. As my favorite bands, Blackie Lawless is my favorite songwriter, so it only made sense to do a Wasp cover for the B-side. So yeah, we'll be pushing out a music video for that, I think, in October.
I'll leave some links for Gravecore in the description of the podcast. Please check out and support them. Chaos for a Cause coming up in October. Make sure to see them live as well. But Kodie, thank you so much for stopping by Super Cool Radio again. It is always a fun time.
Yes, thank you, man. I'll just say, yeah, Chaos for a Cause, Rock 108's Chaos for a Cause, Gravecore headlining October 25th at the Electric Park Ballroom in Waterloo, Iowa. Going to be a giant spectacle. We have Non Grata playing with us, Agony of Defeat, In My Blood, Gus Royale, St. October. So we have a stacked lineup. Biggest costume contest in the state of Iowa. Over $2,000 in cash prizes, including $1,000 for the adult division winner for first place. There's a youth division. We have raffles. We're going to be raffling off. It's an autographed Slipknot print. So to raise extra money, all the proceeds go to the Iowa Giving Crew, which is a charity here in the state that puts Thanksgiving meals on the tables of those in need in the holiday season. Great organization. So yeah, come out, please support it. So tickets are available at thenationalcattlecongress.com.
Well, very good. I'll also leave that link in the description of this podcast. Sounds like it's going to be a fantastic event, so please support it. But Kodie, thank you again for stopping by Super Cool Radio.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure. I love your show, so keep killing it, dude.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So I think that's a great way to wrap up this interview. So for Kodie Krypt of Gravecore, I'm your host always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.